Batman Arkham Asylum was my gateway into the world of video games. I played this game so many times, even the loading screens is rolling its eyes at me. Growing up with the anime series and the comics, I already was a huge Batman fan, but the Arkham series took my love for the Dark Knight to a whole new level. Now with Arkham Asylum turning 15 this year, and the recent release of the Arkham Shadows, it's a perfect time to dive back into my favorite gaming series. I'll be exploring every nook and cranny, uncovering details you may know and some you might have missed. I'll share my honest thoughts along the way, celebrating the good, and calling out some of the bad. So let's start where it all began, Arkham Asylum. Just to make sure you know you're in a Batman game. This is one of my favorite Easter eggs. The Paul Diner, it's not just a reference to Paul Dini, one of the original creators of the Batman anime series, but the exact diner also appears in Arkham Knight, in the opening scene where Scarecrow attacks. The attention to detail is amazing, and it's poetic too, since it's foreshadowing that everything ends where it all begins, in Arkham Knight. I never knew this was a real sign outside of prisons until I actually saw one once. Such an interesting detail. The Joker's just chilling in the passenger seat, and I don't think he's even strapped in. I guess Batman has a lot of faith that Joker won't try anything while he's driving. Granted, he got handcuffs on, but seriously people, always put a seatbelt on while you're driving, even if you're Batman. In the shot, you can spot the sniper towers positioned around the area. Nice touch. It's a blink and you'll miss a detail, but if you look closely, you can also see the Arkham logo embedded in the warden's jewel on his cane. There's also some hidden dialogue that you might have missed if you head straight to the lift. If you linger a little bit, you can overhear the warden talking to Officer North about his ad campaign. Some great foreshadowing of what to come in Arkham City. And interesting, this is the first mention of Dr. Young. Here, take a listen.
Securely locked away this time. Another escape and I will lose support for my mayoral campaign.
Don't worry, Warden. Every available guard station here today, sir.
I hope it's enough, Officer North. For your sake. Joker is our most challenging patient. Curing him will cement my reputation. Inform Dr. Young her patient is here.
A pretty obvious detail here, but you can see Frank's flask attached to his belt, which you'll later find is a key piece of evidence. The wheels on the stretcher ain't turning when this guy's pulling Joker, so he must have some of Bane's special sauce in his system to manage pulling both a 160-pound man in this probably 200 to 300-pound stretcher. There's even more hidden dialogue that you might have missed if you just keep walking. Take a moment to talk to all the guards around the area. Each one has something different to say, adding more depth to the scene.
The model. Good day's work, huh?
Scanner tunnel. We used to just do the old body search, but the loons started hiding blades and laying traps for us where you really don't expect them. This way's safer, and I still got all my fingers.
All visitors and patients must go through the tunnel. Please.
You keep bringing it back. Never change.
The scan tunnel picks up all hidden weapons. You should see the kind of things people try to smuggle in. Guns, knives. Shut up. Need it all.
The tunnel is mandatory. No one in without a scan. Sorry, even you, Batman.
I love how Joker head follows you as you walk around him while he's talking to you. It's the little details like this that makes this game so much more immersive. We can spot Dr. Young here for the first time. It's clear that Joker already knows who she is. Some great foreshadowing on their unique partnership later on. You can spot only one of these inmates has face paint on. Here's some more unique guard dialogue you might have missed in this area.
I shouldn't let him get to me, but he's got a way of crawling in your head and staying there. I don't like it. This place is full of loons. Who the hell thought shipping in a bunch of prisoners was a good idea?
The old cell block's already full of lunatics.
Shipping those
Why send more
black out of here?
And from blank.
I don't.
When I first saw this at 12 years old, I was terrified. Killer Croc's design and voice here are easily some of the best in the entire Batman franchise. Also, just like Joker, he follows you around. Nice little detail here, he's using a rope as a makeshift belt. There's even more guard dialogue around this area. It's pretty cool, they even talk about Killer Croc.
Get in the elevator.
We pump them full of tranks
There's
before
one
we go.
downstairs.
Never sure if they really work.
Twink. That. How I wonder where you're.
Look like a monster to me. No cure, just put him down. Permanently.
Here's an odd detail. There's this weird pink spot on Frank's radio. At first I thought it might have been a Harley kiss mark or a clue that he would betray them, but I found the same spot on other guards' radios too, so it might just be a texture mistake. Here's the last bit of unique guard dialogue.
Joker's not getting away again.
I saw what you did back there. Couldn't you have just squeezed his neck a little harder? Would have been better for everyone.
You can spot Commissioner Gordon right before the cutscene kicks in. And here I just want to take a moment to say rip Kevin Conroy. A legendary actor for this series, he will always be the definitive Batman to me. He would truly be missed, and he was absolutely incredible in these games and also the animated series. You can catch Frank taking a swig from his flask here. Fun little detail, the Joker takes a bow in the scene and you can actually see him run off until he disappears around the corner. Pretty obvious one, but you can see the live feed on the TV screens and show the inmates escaping. I love the introduction of Oracle in this game. I'll dive a bit more into her character in the later games. Nice touch of detail, this guy mentioned Franklin and he's the exact one you run off and go talk to immediately afterwards. This seems like a throwaway conversation with his doctor, but it actually comes back in just a moment. Just gonna take another moment just to say rip Arlene Sorkin. She was incredible as Harley Quinn. I love her in this game and even more in the animated series. It's nice she had the chance to voice Harley here before Tara Strong took over the role in the future games. He will also be dearly missed. Going back to that doctor, if you didn't know, you can actually talk to her again. And it's kind of disturbing how obsessed she is with Zaz and how determined she is to cure him. Definitely gives off some Harley Quinn vibes. Take a listen.
Inflicted scars on his body, one for each of his victims. Ever thought what will happen when he runs out of flesh to scar?
I am convinced he'll respond to treatment before that happens.
Just don't get so absorbed in his treatment that you wind up as his final cut.
Nice detail that Steve here is nervous and then after you saved him, he becomes calm.
Going after the animal.
Woo! Go Batman! You rock! Joker doesn't stand a chance.
I love it when the guards cheer on Batman. It actually happens a couple more times in this game. I'll point them out when the time comes. This fight is so much fun. It really sets the bar high, showing there's so much more to the story than just Joker escaping, especially since you're up against this giant mutated creature. Again with some of this great foreshadowing. I'll bring this up again when the time comes in Arkham Knight. Another swig for Frank here. This might be where he drops it. It's pretty close to where you actually find it. A nice little detail here is how you can learn why the mutant died. A little nice tie back to Steve, the guy you saved earlier. Granted, it could be a different Steve, but I'm going to be optimistic and assume it's the same one. I know everybody knows this by now, but this is the first cut you get on his suit right here. Rest in peace, the clean suit. I love the Spirit of Arkham recordings, one of my favorite details in this game, because they add such a great lore for players who may not know much about the Asylum's history. It's a brilliant way to deepen the story and give new players more insight into this world.
Bring it home!
Ding 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 dong.
I can't even begin to tell you how many times I used to answer my phone or leave voicemails with the ding da ding dong when I was in middle school. It even became a bit of a greeting among my friends for a while. Good old times. I think it goes without saying that the Predator mode for taking down armed henchmen is one of the most creative and fun concepts the Arkham games has ever done. I never get tired of it and I love finding new creative ways to take down the thugs every single time. Lesson learned, never team up with the Joker. Unless it's the Batman the Telltale series vigilante Joker. Then maybe, kind of, sort of? Maybe I'll do those games later down the line. This is such a clever way to add another villain to this game, having the Riddler literally be a bug in your head, forcing you to solve his riddles. On a side note, Wally Wingert, who voices the Riddler in all the Arkham games, is the reason that the Riddler became my favorite villain. He is to me what Kevin Conroy is to Batman, or Mark Hamill is to the Joker. This is the best voice and adaptation of the Riddler in all of media. I'll dive deeper into this when I cover the other games, but honestly, he's just too perfect for this role. I love if you take too long to solve his first riddle, he starts getting impatient and even yells the answer to you. Truly a genius, as you can tell.
Warden, Sharp, that old guy who runs the place, in a painting, on the wall.
This is the same officer Batman asked about Commissioner Gordon in the very beginning. I like this little nod to Jack Ryder here. It helps to make Gotham feel even bigger and more alive, even though you're stuck on Arkham Island. This does bring a smile to my face every time I see this. It never gets old. A bit of fun trivia for you. Did you know they added the rain in the remakes? They originally wanted him in the original game, but had it cut it due to either hardware limitations or cost. It looks so much better now with the rain though. I'm happy they added it. This is the same guard who announces that Killer Croc was on his way up in the elevator. It's not the last time we'll see him either. On to a more morbid note, this is pretty much your last chance you get to talk to the guards, as most of them are dead when you return to the records room later. Make the most out of the dialogue while you can.
But you can't come in this way. It's locked down.
Where does the door lead?
Led to the old pump station. Warden Sharp had it closed down soon after he arrived. Said it was a security risk.
You know, I'm no doctor, but wouldn't kicking a car that is pretty much built like a tank probably shatter their foot? Then again, they're not exactly the smartest people in the world. If you look closely, you can see G for Gordon carved on the pipe here. I find it so adorable that Batman even makes his bat logo with the explosive gel. Branding is important, especially in a time like this.
Aging Dr. Howard, Dr. 5, Dr. Howard.
I wasn't expecting a Three Stooges reference in this game. I like how we can see these guys starting to build Joker's little project early on, which eventually shows up in the finale. It makes you wonder, why are they doing this and what exactly is Joker planning? If you listen closely, you can hear the doctor who's crying whisper Batman. I honestly had no idea it was there until I turned the subtitles on. It's super quiet, take a listen.
Batman. Wait here, it's not safe yet.
This doctor in the bright green is the same one we saw in the beginning, the one who wanted to check on Joker. Right here we can see there are 4 doctors in total that we rescue. This will be important on the pop quiz later.
But it's a trap!
I know. Just not for me.
So if you see a giant monster running at you, just shoot it, or you'll be next on the menu.
Scarecrow should be taking notes.
Oh, that'll teach him to dilly-dally. Don't let anyone out of there, even Razor. He's failed me, and I don't like failures.
Yeah, sure, boss. He was slowing us down anyway.
Poor Razor, always getting the short end of the stick, or in this case, the rope here.
Go, Batman!
Some more cheering on from the guards, this one being from Cash.
What I want to know is why you chose me. Did Joker specify me? Why don't you let me talk to him? I'm sure we can settle this.
It's interesting to see Dr. Young stand her ground here, even though we later find out that she was trying to back out of her deal with Joker. She's probably just trying to stay calm, but I always found it fascinating on how at first she seems confident about talking to him, then when you talk to her, she becomes scared and asks,
"Is it true that Joker escaped?"
It's a nice bit of character development, especially consider how we find out later that she's pretty much responsible for the whole Titan mess.
The Warden was very specific he wanted Joker cured.
Bad publicity will affect his campaign for mayor.
Another hint at Warden Sharp's mayor campaign for Arkham City. If you look closely, it seems like this knife guy is checking out his weapons before he pops out. Pretty morbid one, but the environment storytelling is quite vivid in these games. Remember that pop quiz? Well, there's only 3 doctors now, so I guess the other doctor didn't make it.
You really don't have the authority to...
Authority? Really, chick? He's trying to keep you alive. Are you not aware of what Joker and his henchmen are capable of? You were literally face to face with 6 armed gunmen not 5 minutes ago. I know she's just trying to hide the fact that she worked with Joker, but I don't know, that's just always been a weird clunky writing choice in my opinion. It just always made her come off kind of stupid.
I suppose the mysterious Patient X was kept down on the lower floors.
Ooh, some foreshadowing to Project X, aka Bane. Were all the doctors aware of what Dr. Young was doing? That's kind of scary. Also, the other doctor with the mask is now gone, so there's still 3 doctors, but the other one you saved is there, so I don't know what happened to those doctors. This always fascinated me. Tom Elliott, aka Hush, actually worked at Arkham Asylum before the events of Arkham City. This is probably one of my favorite cutscenes in the entire game. It really sets the tone of Scarecrow, making you feel so uncomfortable at the madness unfolding around you.
Me? In a thong?
That's personally one of my worst fears, but for some people on Tumblr, it's a dream come true.
Please, help me, Batman! No!
This part always gives me chills down my spine, and the eerie music just makes it worse. Look at this red eye look. It's the only time it happens when you encounter Scarecrow. It reminds me of one of my favorite episodes of the animated series, his Silicon Soul, or even Blind as a Bat with the red eyes coming from the cowl. Nice callback. Once again, the environmental storytelling is on point with how Scarecrow drags this body. It makes this whole scene even more disturbing. Interesting that Gordon needs a visitor pass. Wouldn't Batman need one too then? Blink and you'll miss it, but you can briefly see Scarecrow's shadow before entering the room he's in. I always wondered if Scarecrow ever thought of calling himself Beetle Man, since he needs the beetles to make his gas and they're always around when he's nearby. Kind of like the rat catcher. Also, if you stand still in the beetles, it sounds like they're crawling up on Batman. Gross.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I always thought that this is Scarecrow warming up his voice a bit before we actually see him.
Father, you should have stood up to him, son. Like a man.
I'm pretty sure that's Kevin Conroy doing Thomas Wayne's voice right there. Kind of a creepy attention to detail, but you can see Scarecrow breathing inside the body bag. So Scarecrow calls Batman poor little bat, and then Joker calls us big bad bat. Interesting contrast. This is hands down the best adaptation of Scarecrow by far. His design and his voice is just perfect. The Scarecrow segments are some of the best parts of this game, and I'll talk a little bit down the road why I think they weakened his character and design and his voice a bit in Arkham Knight when we get to it. But when people mention the Arkham Scarecrow, this is the design, this is the voice, and this is the character I always vision when I think about it. I'm also really excited we get to see Jonathan Crane before he becomes a Scarecrow in Arkham Shadows. I always think this is equivalent of taking a punch from Batman like right in the gut. I love messing with the henchmen so much in this game. I have always found it a bit creepy how you can just see Bane dangling there. He's clearly having a bad day.
When Mr. Day kills Batman, we're gonna get married.
Funny enough, they actually do get married after the events of the Asylum. A henchman confirms it in Arkham City.
No way! I heard they got married.
Bane. No. Did this to him.
I really like how we can see Batman looking a bit shocked and disturbed by what's happening to Bane. As you can see, Gordon's really good at following orders here, though I think he's just a bit disturbed by what's happening, and honestly, I would probably be too. If you look closely, you can actually see the wires you knock off Bane lying on the ground. I love how we see the henchmen backing away slowly from Bane. Rest in peace, Batmobile. We'll see you again soon in Arkham Knight.
Batcave on Arkham Island?
I built it years ago. It's best to plan ahead for situations like this.
How'd you manage to keep this a secret?
I love how Batman can still keep secrets even from his own sidekicks. It's always nice to see the guys are still hard at work on their little Joker project, but honestly, why is the music going so hard in this random fight? I've always found this a bit out of place.
Sit down. Take off your mask. So, Bats, I was thinking, you really could use a friend in here. Someone to talk to, share secrets with. Shall we start with the big one?
These quick little Joker moments we have in this room always reminds me of the conversations Joker has with us in Arkham Knight. This could be a bit of foreshadowing for Arkham Knight, but that could be a little too bit on the nose. Now that is my favorite cutscene in the entire game. Interesting that Batman just has copies of important Arkham Asylum paperwork just chilling in the storage containers in his Batcave. This is officially the point where all the henchmen start wearing face paint.
We'll find you.
Just a friendly reminder that Croc is still lurking around. This jump scare got me really good the first time I played this game.
Sounds like she had a change of heart. She tried to block the payments. Joker doesn't like it when his partners try to back out.
So he decided to get himself back to Arkham, find his formula, and create the army himself.
Exactly.
So if you really think about it, this entire series is all of Dr. Young's fault. She created the Titan, which led to the creation of these monsters in this game, eventually kills Joker in Arkham City, and causes 5 people, including Batman, to become Joker in Arkham Knight. All of those people die except for Batman because, well, he's Batman. But you can technically say that Dr. Young is the one who killed Joker since she's the one who created Titan in the first place. I guess what goes around comes around, as they say. I know Joker pumped it in his system willingly in the first place, but I don't know, I kind of like the idea that Dr. Young got the last laugh on Joker for that. I love the quick violin music here. It really adds a haunting vibe to the snipers on the roof. It shows that you don't need much to create an unsettling atmosphere in gaming. The first mention of Metropolis in the series. Nice little reference to Superman, and again, it makes his world feel so much bigger than it actually is. I love how you can see the henchmen flipping through and tossing papers around, trying to find the formula. But let's be real, they have no idea what they're even looking for. Joker shows a lot of faith in these guys. Great detail in this small scene. You can see the men looking intimidated by the gunmen at first, but as you get closer, they start to relax, knowing they're in good hands. The collars on the henchmen is such a genius way to ramp up difficulty, especially since we're about a third of the way through this game.
Help me! I'll cut you down! After I kill the bat!
Not anymore. Stay silent and I'll be back.
It's a bit hard to catch, but you can hear Cash warning Batman that there are 6 men in the room. Even though Batman already knows, Cash is just trying to help him out. Nice little detail that the other 2 guys we just saved come into the room with Cash and thanks us. The other guy with Cash is Franklin, the guy we saw at the beginning of the game with Zsasz. I always love seeing the Joker teeth glitch out a little bit, it's always funny.
She looked scared. Maybe she knew what was coming.
Maybe. I heard he's brought someone in to deal with her.
A little hint that Zsasz is coming back.
You guys are a disgrace. You let him get away. What kind of henchman are you anyway? Just get out of my sight. Run, hide.
There's some nice continuity here with Joker telling his men to run. He probably knows they're about to get crushed since Batman's about to cut the chandelier. Also makes sense since you don't see any of the henchmen's unconscious bodies when you rescue the hostages. I love how you can see Scarecrow's gas coming out of the vents. Great game design with the eerie long hallway where all you do is listen to the voices around you. It's simple yet effective way to tell Bruce's most tragic story.
I can't believe you insisted on sitting through that movie again, Bruce. Come on. We'll be late for Alfred.
Okay, now I'm 100% sure that's Kevin Conroy voicing Thomas Wayne, just like he did back in the animated show. I never noticed the sign for Crime Alley until years later from my first playthrough. You probably walk right by it, keeping your eyes straight ahead. It's an easy miss.
Please, there's no need for this. Stay where you are. I'll shoot. I'll give you whatever you want.
15 years later, and I still get this uneasy, sad feeling in the pit of my stomach listening to this. It really makes you connect and feel for Bruce in this scene. You can let Bruce stay there as long as you want, just like you could in Arkham City.
Ask you some questions. Can I get you anything?
I love that it's Gordon who helps Bruce here. It shows how deep the relationship runs even beneath the cowl. Gordon even mentions this in Arkham Knight. Such a great scene. Blink and you'll miss it, you can see Batman's shadow coming off a young Bruce. This game is just full of detail, man. This is why I love it so much. Clever detail here. Scarecrow has learned from last time, instead of spinning around risking missing Batman, he stays focused on the area you're in, which also adds a bit more difficulty to the player. Also, if you look closely, you can see his gaze is orange instead of yellow from last time, maybe indicating he's getting frustrated with the Dark Knight. A fun way to mix things up in Scarecrow's world, fighting skeletons that are Joker slugs. A clever way to indicate where Batman is in the real world, with the swinging pendulum showing he's in the clock tower.
Ding, 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 dong.
We finally get to see Zsasz in his little scary element. Nice touch that Dr. Young's makeup is smearing from her crying.
Joker threatened me. I wanted to stop the experiment. I tried to give him his money back.
Trying to justify your wrongdoings doesn't make it alright, Dr. Young. foreshadowing Joker's party for the finale. Also, you can see Zsasz still unconscious behind us, but when we start fighting the thugs, he disappears. I always wonder where he went since we don't hear or see from him again the rest of this game until Arkham City.
Wayne Tech's security protocols seem to be hack-proof. Lucius did a good job.
The first mention of Lucius here in the Arkham series.
Yeah, all aboard the choo-choo train.
Shut up over there! We're in the tunnel, waiting for the bat. Harley Quinn just went through. Why she got the old man with her?
Maybe she likes older guys. Stop yakking, do whatever.
Calm down.
I haven't really mentioned it yet, but the henchman conversations are hilarious, and they only get better with each game. One of the creepiest Easter eggs is after you're done with the records place, you can see the Ra's al Ghul has left the body bag and is long gone. You can even see the tag on the floor. The statue of Warden Sharp has seen better days.
I'm doing what you want!
Thank you, Batman. The guard wouldn't have lasted much longer.
Is he okay?
He struck his head when they knocked him to the ground.
I'll take that as a no, then. The screaming and creepy noises coming from that room is so unsettling. Makes you feel so uneasy and not want to go in there. Nice continuity here. This guard is still alive before Harley turns on the electric floor and supposedly kills him.
I'm really not interested in a bunch of flowers, Ivy.
They're in pain, crying for help.
I wasn't expecting Poison Ivy in this game when I first played it. Her design and voice acting is pretty spot on. Personally, she shines even more in Arkham Knight, but she's still a great addition in this game and in City. I love the little warning signs drawn on the floor here. It's just in case if you forget, never bring her a plant. So this has always been a weird scene to me. So we see Harley walking towards where Batman currently is, and I'm guessing she decides to follow Ivy out since she doesn't come back this way. And we know this isn't a recording since we just said hi to Ivy. I guess she wanted to come say hi to Clayface or torture the Warden some more. I always found it funny how you can just watch the Warden hide in here and get into this awkward fetal position. If you listen closely, you can hear Clayface morphing into Gordon here. I never noticed this until this recent playthrough. You like my double take right there? Like I said, first time I ever heard it in this playthrough.
Come and get me, Bats! I double dare ya!
I don't know why, but the zoom in is so funny. It feels totally unnecessary, and I think it's the only one in the game. This is kind of interesting. First off, the guard has a friend now, and secondly, they're apparently still alive since you can still see them breathing, yet the scanner doesn't pick it up, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Some unique paper headlines around these cells. These would stress me out so much back then in the early days. I'm not good under pressure. Once again, we meet the guard who said Croc is on his way up in the elevator in the asylum, and the one we talked to when we finally got outside. I told you we'll see him again. Similar to the Riddler, Harley also starts getting frustrated and yelling at you if you're going the wrong way.
Ooh, you're getting warmer.
I was speechless when that happened. I had no idea you could even do that.
Die, you big ugly bat!
Aw, no more big bad bat? Alright, I'm just gonna do a quick pause right here and take a look. Alright, starting from the top, we have Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, easy one. Harvey Dent, we all know as Two-Face. Jervis Tech, aka Mad Hatter. Basil Carlo, aka Clayface, who we will see in Arkham City. Waylon Jones, aka Killer Croc, we will see later in this game. Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, easy one. Also part of one of the best TV shows, no joke, watch that if you guys haven't yet. Arnold Wesker, aka the Ventriloquist for Scarface. That could have been a little tricky one. Then on the bottom, we have Luke Oliver, who apparently won a contest back in 2008, and the prize was to have his face rendered in this game. And his character is actually in the back room where the Warden is with the missing arm. So nice little trivia there for you. Great foreshadowing here with the faces. Most criminals in Arkham City have sad faces, representing those who either don't align with Joker or get caught up in the turf war later on. The ones with happy faces are Joker's favorite, like Croc, who he was happy to see in the beginning, and Clayface, who even helps him in City. Really nice touch. I also looked up the numbers by their names, hoping they might represent the comic issue they first appeared in, or something significant. But it seems they are just cell numbers or something. If anybody has other ideas, let me know. I'm curious to hear your theories. I also love the little doodles by Harley, like the gravestone that says Rip Sharp. Maybe she was planning to finish him off when she was going to come and say hi to us. Also, there's a bit more to this list. If you look closer, you can see a J, which could have stand for Joker or maybe Jack Ryder, and a P, which could have been Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy, or even Professor Pigman. Imagine Professor Pigman on this list. I can't wait to deep dive into his character in Arkham Knight.
You won't find Mr. J. He's in the secret lab of the gardens and... oh, crap!
Yep, I know.
Classic Batman, he's always one step ahead of them. I've always wondered if Freeze is still in there. That could have been an amazing Easter egg to see his skeleton on the scanner. It could have been a little bit of foreshadowing for Arkham City too. The guard's buddy is now gone, and now he's sitting up once again like he did earlier. This guy is clearly having a rough day.
Unconfirmed reports that Batman was killed during the Joker's daring escape, but I must...
I always wonder if Joker tipped off Ryder that Batman is supposedly dead, especially since Joker is probably planning to kill him later that night with the Titan. I hate these little scums just waiting for you under the vents. It's like they've got nothing better to do than play hide and seek with Batman. Looks like the doctor we met earlier didn't make it, but at least the guard did, or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself to make myself feel better. The throwing lunatic will never not be funny to me. It's like Batman's version of dodgeball, but these little scum popping up out of nowhere. They're just little scares nobody asked for. Don't know why, but I really love the garden. I think it's my favorite part of the game. The eerie music and atmosphere, it just screams comic book vibes to you. I forgot to mention this in my last video, but you can actually see these guards alive in the garden at the beginning before Zsasz shows up and makes a shopping display out of them. I always wonder what the henchman meant by... I know he's talking about the Titan monster, but did one just walk by, or did he just openly give his opinion on it? This line has always felt really weird to me. This is probably my favorite takedown moment. It always brings a smile to my face. From what I've read online, they originally wanted to include the Mad Hatter in this game, but couldn't due to time constraints. Personally, I think it's fine without him, especially since he shows up in all the other games. Still a nice nod to him here.
Decide to try. We're ready.
Ouch, I always feel when they backhand that poor guy. You can't hear it over the henchmen, but if you watch closer, you can see on the subtitles that the guy is actually cheering on Batman.
Thanks. Are you okay?
This is the third time anyone actually asked Batman if he's doing alright. The first two were actually Gordon in the beginning and after Bane's fight. Once again, the stress of dealing with these things. Now it's even more stressful since you have to do it 3 times in a row. Thanks, Joker. I always hated these. The way the body drops always sends chills down my spine. A lot of my friends miss this hidden dialogue with the Joker working on the henchman. It's one of the most messed up scenes in the game, if not the worst. Take a listen.
What is this picture anyway?
And he just goes back to his singing after that. A morbid yet nice little detail here. This guy is holding himself probably because he is in a lot of pain. It's something we don't see often in these games, only a handful of times with the people we save. I like it because it adds a touch of realism in these kind of scenarios.
Someone, get me out of this thing!
They're going down.
Good. And remember, if you hear a collar go off, Batman's here.
Again, another great way to amp up the difficulty, especially with the addition of the collars.
I'm sorry. I thought I was working for Dr. Young.
I guess everybody knows now that this is pretty much Dr. Young's fault and she worked with Joker.
Look who's discovered our secret lab.
I was worried that scene would be a little too graphic for YouTube, but this is probably the most intense one in the series, at least until Arkham Knight. Just like in the beginning, we eventually see Joker flee the scene on the scanner. This is personally my favorite gadget in the game, and it's always nice to see the Batwing make an appearance.
They're all dead. Joker was busy while I fought his monsters.
I always found it odd that Joker comes back. It looks like the elevator takes him to the dock or somewhere else, and it doesn't take us that long to fight his monsters, but I guess we'll never know. Rest in peace, these guys.
I know Dr. Young mutated these plants to produce venom.
Yes, and I heard it through the grapevine the evil woman paid the price.
That's legit a good dig and pun Ivy threw out there.
There's a plant growing deep in Arkham Island. Only it can counter the effects of this Titan strain.
Where do I find it?
Oh, in Killer Croc's lair. You didn't think it would be easy, did you?
It never is in these games.
Look who it is. Hey, Batman! Looks like you've taken a wrong turn.
Once again, messing with a henchman never gets old in these games.
We turned on the phone. You're trapped over there. Yeah, not so special now, are you?
I'm pretty convinced these are the two from the beginning, the one who said,
What the hell was that? I'm sorry. They came back. Gone. I couldn't do anything. I just hid.
Some great continuity here with them turning the power back on. At least the guy's still alive.
I need another Julie here. I was hoping for a phony flotilla plan, but you don't always get what you want, do you?
A little bit of foreshadowing here for Poison Ivy's boss fight later on. After all, it involves an almost 40-foot killer plant.
Gotcha, bitch.
I never thought I'd see a plant. A freaking plant ripping someone apart.
Well, that answers what happened to the other security guard we saved with this guy earlier on. I should start a body count for this game now that I think about it. Wow, they totally fooled me. These henchmen are really good at surprising Batman.
Man, every route into intensive treatment is locked, and there's nothing I can do to bypass the security.
There was a sniper up on the roof. He got there somehow. I'll find a way.
Key word there was. Batman's mind is already inside there.
Are they ready? Have you planted the explosives yet?
Done. Razor's just finishing his off now.
Good. Let's test them out.
No! No, I'm still up!
Man, poor Razor can't catch a break. First he got trapped in that gas-filled room, and now he's blown off a gargoyle. It's just one thing after another for him today. Poor guy. This is such a great way to ramp up the difficulty, pushing you out of your comfort zone with the gargoyles and forcing you to think on the spot. Rocksteady really knows how to design an amazing game.
Did anyone catch the game last night?
No, but I did hear it was a really close one. Also, you can see Scarecrow's gas coming through the vents once again. Such a great way to fool the player. One of the best jump scares. I love the Scarecrow signal. So simple yet so effective. Maybe a bit of foreshadowing for Arkham Knight because we do see it in that game again. Love the parallels to the beginning. Great storytelling technique. Come on, Joker. You could at least buckle him up.
Do you think the rumors are true? What? That Harley used to be a dude?
There's been a lot of discussion online about a man doing the motion capture for Harley in this scene. I don't know if it's true, but honestly, it looks pretty obvious. Also, I really like how Mark Hamill is voicing Scarface. He actually sounds pretty good.
Please visit us at www.ithinkimgoingcrazyanddresslikeaman.com/idiot.
It would have been amazing if they put face paint on Gordon like the one henchman they did in the beginning. I love how Crane's holding a clipboard, like, what are you gonna write down? Batman's name for the party list? I also love how Harley's still wearing the warden's name tag. It's not even her picture, yet she's still wearing it. It's just a funny detail to me. Where the hell did he pull that gun from? Are they indicating that they're giving us the middle finger here? Well, that's one way to get your protein intake for the day. His gaze is now bloodshot red here. Here's a comparison to the other two encounters we have with him.
Tell me what demons do you have left to beat?
Why do our inner demons when there's a demon right in front of us right now? They made him low-key kind of creepy in that scene. Just like Joker in the beginning, Crane follows you with every step you take, and he'll be watching you. Good 80s reference right there.
How are you doing this?
'Cause he's Batman? Also, they made Crane look really small and scrawny in this scene. I know he's kind of hunched over, but apparently on his bio, he's 6 foot. This man is lying on his license.
Why fight it, Batman? You're as crazy as the rest of us. You need us as much as we need you.
There's a lot to unpack with that line. It's interesting he said we, referring to the other crazies. Makes me wonder if that's part of why he wanted to work with them in Arkham Knight, hence the meeting he has with some of them.
And to prove it, I'll flood the catacombs with enough fear gas to break the minds of everyone in Gotham for 100 years.
Well, at least you get one night in the future, Crane, on Halloween. Beggars can't be choosers.
Why is Scarecrow going down there? Yeah, unlock the door behind you. He ain't coming out again.
This is by far the smartest henchman to ever walk in this asylum. Once again, I cannot praise the environmental storytelling enough. We see Scarecrow's little hideout and we can see that he's been watching Batman's every move. I think it's also implied here that Scarecrow is the one who shut off the power in the beginning when we were stuck in the elevator. A small continuity error here. You can see the fear bag on the ground before Crane even drops it. I always thought Crane was a bit smarter than the average lunatic in Gotham, but come on, man, you know where you are. Did you really think staying near the water was a good idea? I know in Arkham Knight, Scarecrow blames Batman for everything that's happened to him because, well, he's a jerk, but you could argue that Batman actually saved his life right here. Did it ever cross Batman's mind to think, maybe I should pick this up so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands again? I always found that a bit odd. I don't know why, but the sound of the line launcher is so satisfying to me.
What about Croc? Croc's just an animal, and animals just need traps and the right bait. I'll be fine.
I love how Batman is channeling some serious Crocodile Dundee vibes here. He clearly is unfazed by the threat and knows exactly how to handle it. I kind of vibe with that thought process. He might be scared deep down, but he's hiding it because he has no choice. Sometimes in life, you just have to face the circumstances head on and keep moving forward. Words to live by.
These floating platforms will support me, but will also send sound waves through the water, giving away my position to Croc. I'll need to move as slowly as possible.
You know you played this game over 100 times when you don't bother moving as slowly as possible anymore. You just want to get this over with as quickly as you can. What a creative way to track down the formula in the game. There are countless threats lurking around and you have to remain vigilant the entire time. When I first played this, I was terrified. It's genuinely pretty scary. You're in Croc's domain and he knows it better than anyone. But of course, Batman is always one step ahead of them, as shown by the jail he placed right at the beginning. I also love how simple the takedown is. Just throw a batarang at the collar and it shocks him just enough to bring him down for a bit. It's so simple yet clever because, in a way, it's like a mini boss fight where you have to keep him in check the entire time. Also, thank goodness Batman always has 100% accuracy with his aim. If he was John Doe and Batman the enemy within, he would be dead by now.
I have your sanction.
I love how the music is absolutely popping off every time Croc emerges. So good. I also love the indicator on the flask, showing how many more you need to find. It's such a little detail that adds a lot to the experience. It's kind of cool how you can briefly see Croc's skeleton on the scanner as he falls into the water. This is still the worst, when you have no idea where he's coming from and you have to keep checking behind you. You can see me freaking out for a second. It still gets me, even after all these years. Nice detail here. Batman already has his batarang drawn as soon as he hears Croc's voice. Also, does Croc know why Batman is down here? Did Poison Ivy send him a messenger plant to clue him in? It's odd how he saves this platform for Batman instead of just bringing it down like the others. I've always wondered about that. I love how you can briefly see Croc emerge from the water here. It makes the moment so much more intense. This is the first time I've noticed this in the playthrough. There's this green light in the water every time Croc speaks and then he emerges. I'm not sure if this is a glitch or some environmental storytelling hinting that he's getting closer since the light matches the one on Croc's collar.
Oracle, I'm getting out of here.
What about Croc?
He won't be a problem.
Oracle literally asked this 5 minutes ago. Is she just giving Batman a friendly reminder, or is she really that worried about him? Feels like a bit of clunky writing here. I love how Batman pauses to watch for a solid moment before starting to run. Guess he wanted to add some dramatic flair while fleeing for his life. I love how Batman cues us on exactly when to detonate the gel. I also really appreciate how the game doesn't hold our hand here. It trusts the player to remember that Batman put the gel down at the start when we enter the lair. It's a great example of show, don't tell, and it's such a brilliant storytelling technique even in video games.
I will find you!
Ooh, chills every time I hear that line from Croc and how it echoes through the sewers. It's also a clever way to let us know Croc is still alive because, honestly, we had no idea where that pit would have taken him. Batman definitely got lucky here.
Joker says the Bat's got a storeroom or cave or something down here. No way. Joker says he's getting his toys from somewhere. Makes sense, I guess.
I honestly forget how intelligent Joker is sometimes, but that's a really good point he makes. Batman has to have a hideout here, considering he's getting new gadgets from somewhere.
I take it you felt that. The plants are going crazy. I'm getting seismic spikes in all locations. It's not good.
It's okay. I've got the mold samples. I'm heading to the Batcave to mix up the antidote.
I like how Batman is able to calm down his sidekicks and reassure them that he's got everything under control. This won't be the last time he does this throughout the series, and it really shows a bit of his character here.
At last. I thought you'd never find it.
Shut up, Nigma. I'll deal with your scrawny ass later. Don't you worry.
Yeet.
I love how you can just tear down the walls now. It's such a classic Batman move. It feels so empowering. I've always loved this little segment. It shows off gliding really well, and it feels like it's a nice warm-up for Arkham City.
Oracle, we've got another problem.
What now? Two-Face? Riddler? Some kind of giant Joker robot?
Unfortunately, nothing that simple.
Well, Batman does deal with Two-Face later on that night, as we hear on the radio.
Stay safe, Jim.
Meanwhile, we're already dealing with the Riddler, which I'm surprised she doesn't acknowledge since he did hack into Batman's comms. And the giant Joker robot thing, that's for the future for Terry and Batman Beyond, most likely.
My mom lives down by the dock.
I know. Everyone knows.
Don't talk about her. I'll kill her. You understand?
He's just messing. Joker says this stuff don't do nothing bad.
I can't believe a word he says. Have you seen what that Titan stuff does to people? It turns them into monsters. But my mom, it'll be an implosion.
It's really interesting to see the henchmen show a bit of humility here. It's rare, but it does occasionally happen throughout the series.
Hurt him. Shoot to kill. I never do anything else. That's not what I heard.
What are you talking about? I'm the best shot you got. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, whatever. I obviously didn't get the email.
Deadshot? Is that you? Just kidding. Don't worry. I know it's not. I just have to clarify before someone in the comments thinks I'm 100% serious. You know who you are.
What? You let him get away with it?
Do I look like an idiot?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Oh, isn't that cute? Little bats are sleeping. Someone finish him.
I haven't covered these yet, but the Batman Arkham series has some of the best game over death scenes. They only get better with each game. Back in the day, it was kind of like a bingo card. You'll wonder which ones you haven't seen yet. Of course, now people upload them all so you can watch them anytime you want.
I'll hurt you badly.
Why does he sound so seductive there? Like, calm down, Joker. This isn't that kind of game.
Are you worried? I think I can try my best to.
Was it good soup?
I said I wanted the bat stopped. No one listened.
I love it when Joker sounds like a cranky housewife. It's a weirdly hilarious and it's kind of on brand for him. Imagine stepping off the elevator and seeing this. I would be like, nope, wrong floor. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite mini boss fights in the entire series. I love how there's barely any room to move, but you can use that to your advantage. The electric gates are perfect for taking out the henchmen, and also serves as a great warm-up for the final showdown with Joker later on.
Ivy's getting stronger. I need to stop her now.
I think she's still in the gardens where you left her, but she'll be in control of it now. You'll be walking into a trap.
That's what she thinks.
I love Batman's attitude in these circumstances. Calm, confident, and always in control.
Come and find me when you're done with. Ooh, it'll be fun. You can bring the wine. I'll make the salad.
I freaking love Joker's digs and puns at the other villains. He does this a lot in the later games too. It's such a classic Joker move, and you could tell the writers had so much fun writing this.
Every chance you kill Batman just makes me angrier.
And it makes us care even less.
I've got myself a little security Batman.
I love how she uses some of the guards as her security. It's a nice change of pace from Joker's usual henchmen. Also, this guard right here is Officer North, the same one we saw talking to the Warden in the beginning. And it won't be the last time we will see him in this series.
I won't let you destroy it, Batman.
I told you to go to your cell.
Did Batman really think she was going to listen to him? I'm genuinely curious. I have no idea.
What the hell was that?
Pretty fun boss fight. Very creative, and it keeps my attention. It starts fairly simple, but then her security shows up in the second half to add a bit of a challenge. Overall, I'll say it's a solid and enjoyable boss fight through the whole series. Ah, no Batman branding on this one. Also, blink and you'll miss it. You can see Ivy shaking her head here. Like, what did you think was gonna happen, chick? You picked this fight, and now Batman is finishing it. I seriously did not add that sound in, so don't know what's going on there.
Batman! I know it's been a long, hard night, but good news! The party's about to start.
Mark Hamill is having way too much fun here, and I'm absolutely loving it. The fireworks add such a nice touch, and the song playing here is Irresistibly You by Mark Franklin. Adds so much depth. It really says a lot about Batman's and Joker's complicated relationship in the series. Okay, the monster sale sign is a pretty funny joke. It always gets me in this playthrough.
Guest list only. If your name's not on the list, you ain't going in.
Bane.
Ah!
So Bane's name was on the party list. Also, I love how Batman's name is written so big on the list. It's probably so the guy couldn't forget and also read it correctly. It's a nice touch. That henchman is totally that guy in class who always had to be the last one to clap. There was always that one person. You all knew that was gonna happen. Come on.
Surprise!
Love the twist that he was in there the whole time. Joker really knows how to write good twists in the stories. Hint, hint. Why does he leave the door open?
Me? It was your plan, you goofy clown.
I really like how Joker paints Scarface here. It's such a nice detail, especially the letter J painted on his chest. We all know Joker loves to leave his mark on things that aren't his. I remember gasping at the first time I realized this Titan monster was one of the guards. It's easy to miss at first glance, but once you catch on, it's chilling. Joker really knows how to press Batman's buttons.
Hopping around Harley, my hobby, by the way.
For the longest time, I thought he said my Harley, not my hobby, like he was implying that Harley belongs to him. It wasn't until I turned the subtitles on that I caught the actual line.
Old pal, Commissioner Gordon.
I've always been curious about how Joker managed to recapture Gordon. I wonder if he did it on the boat while he was leaving Arkham, since that would have had the least amount of security. At least that's my best guess.
Get away!
Batman is so resourceful. You can tell he's trying not to panic and is quickly coming up with ideas to keep the Titan at bay. So awesome.
I just wanted to bring down your grim facade and for once let you see the world as I see it, giggling in a corner and bleeding. But you've denied me even that.
There's a lot to unpack with that line. Joker just wants Batman to see the world through his eyes, even if it's just for once. But the sad irony is that Batman does see it. He just doesn't give in to it like Joker. He fights it. That's what makes them the perfect enemies.
Encircling the tower since this... Wait, there! Joker's making his move!
Where the hell do you see him in that fire, Jack? Oh, there, yeah, when he's coming out of the fire. Okay, Jack, okay.
Showtime, Batman!
What a fantastic look. They went all out on Titan Joker's design. It's so memorable, and it's such a great boss fight to cap off the final of this game.
Get crazy. It's the only way to beat me. You know you want to.
Once again, Joker managed to sound so seductive with his lines. Maybe it is that type of game. Kidding.
Never. You wasted the antidote on yourself.
And it won't be the last time. Maybe it's a bit of foreshadowing for Arkham City, with Batman taking the antidote once again, while the Joker sadly doesn't. I don't know why, but Joker gives me serious Haiti vibes here when he points at Gordon like that. It must be the creepy long fingers. Do I even have to say it? This is one of the best boss fights in the entire series. The stakes are high, there's so much chaos around you, and yet all you can focus on is Joker. It's brilliant because at first, you're not entirely sure what to do until you remember of the Ultra Batclaw you have. You might have forgotten about it since it's barely been used. Such an epic finale.
I can take it. I can take anything you throw at me, Bats.
Except when you want to give me the antidote later when you try to save my life in Arkham City.
Do it!
Aw, not the gel. Kind of like how the explosive gel is the tool we use to give the final blow, since it was our first gadget we get in the game.
Ready for the next round?
Always.
What?
I'll never let you win. Never.
That line is probably my favorite in the entire series, because it echoes so perfectly throughout the rest of the games. Batman will never let Joker win, no matter what.
And the venom-enhanced inmates are returning to normal.
So this brings up a question. Do the inmates who have Titan in their blood die like Joker does in City? Or do they miraculously survive like most of the people Joker poisons in City? I've always wondered about this. I love that cheeky smile Gordon gives. It just feels so rewarding. One of my favorite memories from playing this back in the day was arguing with my older brother about who we saw at the end credits. He swore he saw Croc, while I was convinced I saw Bane, when we finally finished the game together and we both saw Scarecrow. And we flipped out. Then we looked it up online and realized there's actually 3 different endings. Good times. Have to admit, I didn't see this coming when I first played it. I mean, I guess it was Warden sharp by the voice acting, but the creepy writing on the ground, now that was a total surprise. It's a clear indication that he is not doing well mentally. Honestly, I'm surprised nobody brought this up during his ad campaign. Seriously, this is some blackmail material right here.
Please.
At least he says please.
Implore you, continue my work. This city deserves a savior. Continue my work.
I hate how he says that twice. It's not him asking anymore. It's him demanding. It sends chills down my spine every time I hear that line.
You did it? You must have cheated. There is no way you could have beaten me. Cheated, Batman. You couldn't have outsmarted me.
Fun drinking game idea. Drink every time the Riddler says you cheated throughout the whole series.
No. They should open the door now! No! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No!
If you listen closely, you can hear the Riddler saying no 3 times. Like he's slowly realizing the trouble he's in.
Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? I, Edward Nigma,
It will never not get old taking down the Riddler. And once again, I have to praise Wally Wingert's voice acting. By far my favorite voice actor in the entire Arkham series. I'll highlight more in the future games, but just wanted to give him more kudos here, because he well deserves it. And I couldn't finish this game without mentioning one of the best Easter eggs, and personally my favorite one. The Warden's back room with the plans for Arkham City. What an incredible hidden detail that gets players hyped for the next game. Final thoughts on this game, it's pretty amazing. Like I've said before, Arkham Asylum was the gateway into the world of video games. And I've played this game so many times that even the loading screens is probably rolling its eyes at me. For a game that's turning 15 this year, it's incredible on how well it still holds up and how much it still has to offer. Even on this recent playthrough, I'm still discovering new details I never noticed before. Arkham Asylum really sets the groundwork for the future of the series, and I think it did an outstanding job doing so. This game will always hold a special place in my heart, not just from the groundbreaking it was, but for how it shaped my love for video games. It's a classic that I'll never get tired of revisiting, and I can't wait to dive into the next game in the series, Arkham City, and explore how they built the solid foundation laid by Arkham Asylum. What's your favorite moment or detail in Arkham Asylum? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to stay even more connected with the community, I post regularly on the community tab about news on Batman media, fun polls, behind the scenes, and so much more. So make sure you click on that ding 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 dong on the bell notification so you don't miss out. Looking for even more epic Batman content? Be sure to check out the Gotham City Radio Hour podcast, where I had the honor of being a guest star. We dive deep into Arkham City lore and so much more. So you can find the link in the description below. And while you're at it, why not subscribe and join our Bat family? Us nerds need to stick together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Stay tuned.